Okay, let's just get this out of the way. Women get addicted to porn too. Yep, I know. Plot twist worthy of a Black Mirror episode, right? Society and the media love to act like this is some male-only glitch. But let's be real, anyone with a pulse and an internet connection can fall down that rabbit hole, girls included. So today, I just want to share some thoughts, some legit data, and yeah, a bit of my own story. Because, spoiler alert, I'm trying to get out of this too. And don't worry, I'm not gonna be graphic. This is YouTube, not Euphoria. But honestly, if you feel like this might mess with your vibe or your mental health, please just skip to the next cute cat video, or take that "what anime character are you?" Also, I'll leave chapters down below so you can Naruto run straight to whatever part hits you hardest. First off, yeah, girls are getting more and more addicted to porn. Like, we wanted equality, right? So now we get equal rights and equal addictions. Cheers to that, I guess? But for real, this isn't just some quirky social shift. It's capitalism doing what it does best, exploiting literally everyone. If the industry can hook both men and women, get them clicking and coming back like it's some kind of death note of dopamine, why wouldn't they? Some cold, hard data for you. 42% of women in the US watch some kind of porn in the last year. And 1 in 6, they're struggling with actual addiction. So, do the quick math. Out of every 6 girls you know, 1 is probably caught up in this, maybe even in between binging Sailor Moon or Chainsaw Man. And just look around, the female pleasure industry is blowing up. Vibrators, suction toys, machines that honestly could double as props from Cyberpunk, edge runners. And they all look so sleek and aesthetic now. Pastel colors, minimalist designs, like you're buying skincare, not a tool that might literally fry your dopamine receptors. And yeah, let's be real. Part of this is because of that whole sexual empowerment narrative that feminism kind of shoved down our throats. Explore yourself. You don't need a partner. Love your body. Cool, but also, here's a curated Instagram ad with a 15% discount on your new favorite toy. Thanks, algorithm. And obviously, porn consumption slides right into that. A Czech researcher even found that women often use this stuff to manage mood. Like, rough day? Put on My Chemical Romance, light a candle, and, you know. It's like wine or chocolate or rewatching your name just to ugly cry over fictional characters. Moving on to the ugly stuff. 2 of the worst things porn addiction does to women. 1. The unattainable standards. Men already struggle with the ridiculous expectations set by the media. But now, women are starting to build their own impossible fantasies too. Like, men and women don't even sync up sexually. Our hormones, our moods, PMS makes us shut down for like a third of the month. Meanwhile, a guy's like, "Hey babe, wanna?" "Oh, Anna," and we're over here, curled up in bed watching Nana eating ramen, and not even remotely interested. But now, thanks to the content we consume, where every dude looks like he was crafted in a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure lab, and where every scenario is more elaborate than a Final Fantasy cutscene, we're raising our standards to literal fiction. Worse, women don't just get off on bodies, we get off on stories. Context, power dynamics. It's the whole "my billionaire boss who secretly wants me" fantasy.
50 Shades of Grey, anyone?
So tell me, how's the average guy who works in a supermarket and has, like, basic stats supposed to compete with that? Spoiler, he's not. Porn leaves us dissatisfied. Even when you're in bed with someone, it's not just you and him, it's you, him, your vibrator. Which, let's be honest, he can't outperform unless he's half cyborg. And the whole fantasy world you've been downloading into your brain since Tumblr fanfic circa 2012. 2. The contradictory mess it makes of our heads. Let's talk about Billie Eilish. Yeah, queen of contradictions. She said in an interview that she started watching porn at 11 and it messed up her brain. Do I believe her? Hell yeah. Look at her. First, she hides in baggy clothes, saying she doesn't want to be sexualized. Totally relatable. Like, same girl. But then, boom, full Marilyn Monroe spread for Vogue. And I'm not judging. You do you. But that contradiction? That's the point. Billie is literally the embodiment of this porn-induced confusion. I hate being objectified, but here's me making a TikTok thirst trap. I don't want to be sexualized, but I'll make a song about sleeping with your dad. It's like watching Rei Ayanami try to explain emotions. Glitchy, awkward, layered, and this back and forth, this irony. That's what porn does to the female psyche, especially when you start young. You end up being sarcastic about things you're actually deeply affected by. You dress like a baby as an ironic clapback to people who judged your relationship with an older guy. Like, what even is that? That is the internet, distilled. And yeah, I'm not here to throw stones. I'm here to say, this contradiction, this sarcasm, this aesthetic nihilism, it's not edgy, it's often a coping mechanism. For guys, porn addiction is like hunting. For girls, it's fun. It's a joke. Until it's not. It's like that cute little cat girl sticker you put on your laptop. Adorable at first, then slowly it becomes your whole personality, and suddenly you're deep diving into NSFW fan art at 3 a.m., questioning your life choices. And then it evolves. Porn is just the gateway drug to being addicted to sexual stimuli in general. Have you ever looked around the bus or a cafe? That quiet girl with her headphones on, scrolling through her phone. You think she's watching a Studio Ghibli edit, but nah, maybe it's spicy fanfiction. Women are consuming porn in all kinds of sneaky ways. Fanfics, erotica, AO3 tags that would make your grandma faint. Take 50 Shades. Huge phenomenon. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Now we've got dark romance, aka the demon slayer of erotic novels. Huge, intense, sometimes violent taboo stuff. 82% of all dark romance readers? Women. We don't even need some dark corner of the internet anymore. We've got Kindle. Or a PDF hidden in a folder named School Notes. We can consume this stuff anywhere, on the bus, next to our dad, in line at Starbucks, while rewatching Evangelion for the 14th time and pretending we understand the ending. That's how deep it goes. And honestly, I'm gonna make a whole separate video just on dark romance because, no joke, it's wrecking the already fragile female imagination like a Tokyo Ghoul fight scene. So yeah, women get addicted to porn too. Not just through videos, but through stories, fantasies, and curated aesthetics designed to keep us hooked. And pretending it's not a problem? That's the biggest lie of all. Anyway, if you've made it this far, congrats. You're either super curious, mildly concerned, or already thinking about deleting half your browser history. Either way, no shame. Just stay self-aware, okay? Because addiction thrives in silence. But healing? Healing starts with memes, uncomfortable truths, and sometimes deleting Wattpad from your phone. We're kinda at the top of the funnel now, where things get dark, messy, and a little twisted. Like that deep existential, what even is life? Feeling you get watching Neon Genesis Evangelion. And maybe what I'm about to say will blow your mind, or maybe you'll totally disagree and just click off. And honestly, that's okay. But I stand by this theory. A girl who constantly seeks attention is, in some way, addicted to being a sexual stimulus. Like, think about it. That little dance in a plaid skirt, pure anime fan service, fully knowing someone out there is gonna be drooling behind their screen. Or that perfectly curated bikini story, waiting for 25 flame emojis and heart eyes. Even that cute tongue-out eye roll selfie. You know exactly what it triggers. It's like this whole spectrum of exhibitionism. Low-key fetishized, but totally normalized. Maybe that sounds like too much. Maybe I'm going too far. Like that moment in Perfect Blue when you suddenly realize how fame, voyeurism, and identity are all tangled up with trauma. But I want you to sit with this for a second and ask yourself, is it really too far to say that some girls, not all, kinda get pleasure from being sexualized? Not even going full OnlyFans or anything, but just existing as a sexual object? It can feel like power, and also like validation. And then it becomes this loop. I stimulate you, you give me attention, I get dopamine, so I do it again. Or maybe it's just part of being young, hot, and knowing your sexual market value is peaking. Like that classic Mean Girls hallways. Except now, it's 24/7 on Instagram. So, is it just what we call Fogo no Rabo? That fire in the ass energy? Or is it deeper? Is it a meta-addiction to being desired? Getting off on being someone's fantasy while also being fueled by their reaction. It's a whole black swan kind of descent into performance, obsession, self-destruction. Wrapping up this little conceptual rant, women are getting more addicted to porn. Quietly, discreetly, hyperstimulated. 1 in 6. But here's the thing. It leaves us dissatisfied. Sex becomes boring. Partners stop being enough because the ideal in your head is just impossible. So you start looking elsewhere, or you lower your standards altogether. All that constant imagery, GIFs, fanfics, TikTok thirst traps, it makes us sexually confused. We objectify ourselves and blame men for objectifying us. It's messy. Like, do we even know where the line is anymore? What's ironic hotness versus an actual need for validation? We use sarcasm as a shield. It's just a joke, lol. But the damage is real. Here's the part no one really says out loud. Being addicted to porn isn't always about the videos. Girls consume this in silence, scrolling right next to you, reading spicy fanfics, watching thirst trap TikToks. And here's my take. We get addicted to the stimulus itself. Not just the act, but the entire cycle of sexualizing ourselves for, what? A reaction? A dopamine hit? Like when you post that slightly edgy cosplay, pretending it's just for fun, but secretly hoping for validation. And then it spirals. We crave feeling hot. We crave someone, anyone, to boost our self-esteem, to be our own personal personal Christian Grey, who, B2 don't forget, came from a fanfic. That's why so many girls stay stuck in toxic relationships, letting guys cross all kinds of boundaries. It's not just about making bad choices. It's about years of absorbing hypersexualized media, consciously or not. Because, let's be real, if porn was good for us, we'd be using it for actual sex ed, but we don't. Okay, now for the most vulnerable part, my own story. Some of you asked after my last video, the one that kinda blew up like that Requiem for a Dream montage when everything spirals in fast forward. My first contact with this stuff? I was 8. Found a stack of my dad's old Playboy-style mags, and in that moment, something clicked. I realized men like seeing women naked, and more importantly, women who do this get male attention. That was my first organized thought about all of this. By 12, the internet made it way too easy. I dove headfirst into videos, pics, and yeah, I'll say it, GIFs. That word sounds ugly, but it's real. I also discovered fanfics. Like, heavy fanfics. Remember? 50 Shades of Grey started as Twilight fanfic. Then there was Tumblr. Absolute Wild West before Twitter took over. I created burner accounts just to repost, you know, NSFW stuff. It felt like I was assembling a darker, sexier version of myself. It's honestly hard to organize all of this for a video. It's like playing mental Tetris with my memories. But here's the truth about my journey. Instead of going out, making friends, living some normal teenage life, I spent hours locked in my room, consuming sexual content for almost 7 hours a day. What did I think was going to happen when I finally had real sex? I was anxious. I wanted to finally act out all the stuff I'd been stockpiling. But when it happened, I was disappointed. Nothing compares to the perfect fantasy you've created in your head. That scene you spend 2 hours imagining, directing, starring in, like your own personal Satoshi Kon film. I went through this hyper-stimulated phase, pushing my partner to exhaustion. But it wasn't real intimacy. It wasn't me. It was just hunger. Like when your stomach hurts. So you eat everything in the fridge, but it still hurts. I became desensitized. After almost 10 years of watching all kinds of sex, I escalated to exhibitionism. I became the object of desire, but not in real life. I'm super introverted, total quiet girl trope. I wasn't out at clubs in miniskirts. I wasn't hooking up. Instead, I created a character, a persona to channel it all. And if anyone asked why, I'd just laugh and say, because it's fun, duh. That's why I believe women who keep doing this for years, who don't even realize it's an addiction, will eventually feel this urge to put it all out there. Maybe they'll go along with a partner who pushes their boundaries, or dive into the job, which, yeah, I've talked about here a lot. Honestly, I'm kinda glad I kept it mostly in my head, fetishizing, fantasizing, instead of fully acting it out. But I wanted to see if others agreed with me, if they also thought it was fun. Because when you're lost, you want others to be lost with you. Like, come spiral with me. But maybe now, I'm trying to counter that. I'm not asking for forgiveness, not faking morality or reputation. If this video helps even one girl realize she's caught in this hypersexualized loop, building unattainable fantasies headed towards self-destruction, then that's enough for me. Because hiding this addiction almost destroyed me. I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't commit a crime. But I almost destroyed myself. Now, I don't want to be anyone's object of desire. Some people won't believe that, and that's fine. I don't consume corn daily anymore. That's a win. But I relapse, especially when I just want that quick relief, because when you've trained yourself to only get that through hyperstimuli, it's really hard to stop. These days, I'm more annoying. Less cool girl. You know that monologue in Gone Girl? The whole cool girl persona? Sexy, chill, never complains? Yeah, I used to be that. Now, I'm just me. Boring, lame, authentic. In the future, I'll make a video with actual, evidence-based tips to overcome this addiction. But for now, just one thing. Stop clicking. Stop falling for the thirst trap thumbnails. Stop following that girl whose entire brand is being your masturbation trigger. If you're a girl, stop reading those romantic books that are basically just non-consensual fantasies wrapped up in flowery prose. Your mind gets so confused by all this contradictory imagery. If you want to masturbate, fine. But do it without external stimuli. Close your eyes. Be with yourself. Not with someone else's body. Not with someone else's story. I could tell you to take cold showers, meditate, chant mantras, but honestly, you'll only beat this when you can look at that tempting image and say, I'm not consuming this. See you in the next chaotic, controversial video on this random-ass channel. Stay weird, stay critical, and stay human.